Hey y'all, I'm Shayna and I'm back with another review. This is for Married at First Sight, Nashville, season 16, episode 5. It's all about the journey. And I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Like, to be quite frank, I was falling asleep on this. Like, I struggled to get through it. So if I forgot anything, let me know in the comments. Now, y'all know for Married at First Sight, I go couple by couple. This is the only show I do that for. So we just gonna go ahead and get started. Please don't hesitate to subscribe. I'm trying to grow my channel. It's still growing. So please hit the subscribe and like the video. I'm gonna just let y'all know the most interesting couple, Eris and Jasmine. I saved them for last, so you're gonna want to watch till the end. So we'll start off with Dominique and McKinley. And they go sailing. McKinley's been complaining pretty much the entire time. Prior to that, everybody had breakfast and literally it gave nothing. So we're gonna start here with him complaining. I sense a lot of sexual chemistry between them. That's it. That's all. There's nothing else. Nothing. He makes corny jokes. She doesn't quite seem to get the jokes. They don't talk about anything deep in depth. They don't try to actually get to know each other. Like, they're not talking about nothing. Like, I don't know what's happening when the cameras aren't around, but when the cameras are around, it's I've had more chemistry with people at church. Anywho, so he's constantly commenting on her cleavage because he likes her girls. And, as Mac is steadily complaining, Dominique said in her interview, like, he's just not as adventurous as she would like. I find that funny because she said this is her first time even going out the country, but he's not adventurous. So later on in the episode, they're walking to dinner, and Dominique almost busts her tail walking in them awful heels she had on. Honey, them heels were not worth the slip and fall. They really weren't. But he's making jokes about everything, like, "Oh, I made the candles, and I made the napkins, and the plate, and the air we're breathing." And she's like in her confessional, like, "Oh, I don't think he's being serious. Is he being serious? I'm not sure. Something ain't clicking. Like, huh?" So I guess she's not picking up what he's putting down, honey. They're just bad jokes. Later on in the night, they're flirting in the pool. That's it. Moving on. Clint and Gina got a little bit spicy later on. But they start off with, all types of red flags. Flags is on fire, honey. They're lost. They're like, they were supposed to go somewhere that was an hour and a half away. It was like they're 3 hours away. They don't know where they are. I think Gina has said, I don't know if she said on the show or on the after party, that they had lost their luggage. And so it's just like one thing after another. Like, I would have been livid. Like, whew, you would have just seen another side I wouldn't want to show on TV, because no, this is not fun. This ain't no vacation. I don't want to hike on vacation anyway, though, so there's that. Anyway, they're lost. They're trying to find this place. The storm is coming. They're clearly way far away from everybody else because no one else like encountered a storm but them. So the couple is handling it very well, and while that's great for friendship, I see no couple chemistry between them. They finally arrive at their destination, and they still have to walk like another 2 miles to see the waterfall. Like, after all that, I ain't walking nowhere else. If I can't see it from here, it ain't meant to be seen. But they get there, and we get to see Gina's nice, natural physique, and they got their water shoes on. They're getting ready to jump in this natural water here. Take me to the side where the water's blue. Anyway, they're not stressing over getting lost. Even Gina was like, "Look, I don't stress over things I can't control, so it is what it is." And that's a nice positive outlook on it. They mentioned Gina overworking again, and Clint's like, "I want to see you, working down to the bone because you just talk about it oh so much." So back in the room, Gina said in her past relationships, she pretty much carried all the weight of the relationship, finances and all, everything. She did everything. And he's like, oh, so the men just sat back and did nothing. It's funny because before they met each other, he was saying he wouldn't mind being a house husband, and she was saying she wouldn't mind one. So it seems like you just gonna be another one on the list. If you have it your way, you talked about your job once, and she had to like pull teeth to get it out of you, and yeah, that's what it's giving. But I hate it for her. Oh, I'm so glad she got out of that nonsense. Later on at the beach, Clint says, they click, they get along, and for some reason, Gina decides to respond and tell Clint she's not attracted to him. Like, what? I didn't find it necessary. Like, it was unwarranted. I don't know if it was the way they edited it, but the way they showed it, like out of thin air, it's just like, oh yeah, I think we were getting along good. Like, yeah, you're ugly. Like, what? So she's just like, I don't like your gingery features and your red hair. And I'm like, did the producers tell her to say this? Because why is she just telling him this? Like, he's visibly hurt because he's like, oh, yeah, I feel the same. He did not feel the same. But, I'm like, why did she say this? Especially when we see the previews for next week when, he giving it back and she can't take it. I don't know why she said it. Like, it was just kind of uncalled for. Especially, like, you're talking about things he literally can't control. Like, yeah, he could dye his hair, but he's 40 and he's not going to do it. And this is what you got. She said, I don't care. She told the experts, I don't care. Attraction can grow, blah, blah, blah. Why y'all get up here and lying and then complain about what you get? Chris and Nicole, the only couple that might maybe could make it, because I don't see it for no other couple. None. Like, we haven't had a couple to really root for since Amani and Woody. And that's a shame. So Nicole and Chris are throwing shots back like a pro. Shots of rum in the middle of the day in the hot heat. Oh, no, ma'am. I might have did one. I probably wouldn't have did none. Give me clear. Like, it was dark. It was, they were just throwing it back, throwing it back, throwing it back. And I'm like, what you about to say on this camera? Ain't mix it with nothing, no chaser, no nothing. I can't do strong drinks. I was over there. I would have wanted to be over there with Gina and them drinking pina coladas, but their conversation was a little intense. So it turned into like a Zumba class. The bartender started dancing. They up there dancing with them. Anything goes when you throwing back shots like that. So Nicole gets loose and then she starts telling Chris about the old Nicole and how she was selfish and stingy and all her past mishaps. Why? Why are you sharing this? For what? Y'all was a little vulnerable yesterday, in the last episode, but now you're sharing too much. Like, he don't need to know every little thing, especially all at once. Because now you said this is the old you, but he going to be looking for it in the so-called new you. She says she can lose her cool quickly, because, and she's like, how does he feel about her not being as even keeled as he is? And he like, look, you ain't about to walk all over for me. I'm not standing for it. I'm not gonna take that. Period. Somebody must have got him in the past because he was firm about it. Like, okay, she ain't did nothing. Like, okay. So at dinner they discussed having kids because she was joking like, oh, are you in love? And I know she wanted him to say it, but Nicole. So she said she never really wanted kids, but as she got older, she still really don't want them. So I don't even know what. But he definitely wants two, a girl and a boy. Why do the experts keep doing this? Like, it's old drama. Like, we don't want it. Like, two people that one person wants a kid, the other person don't. It's played out. Like, why? Stop. So she asks if he's leaving the ball on her court, and he's like, no, this is the decision that we should make together. And she's like, oh, okay, we're on the same page. That was not the page. You wanted the ball to be in your court. Y'all already in y'all 30s. Like, we need to get on the same page real fast. I'm talking, we need to decide what we're going to do by decision day. As of now, I'm still rooting for the couple because, hell, who else am I going to root for? So then we have Shaquille and Kirsten, not to be confused with Kristen or Kirsten. And they finally arrive in Jamaica. Shaquille wraps his arms around Kirsten on the balcony, and she's like looking like he's she wants him from around her neck. She looks uncomfortable, low key. He did say on the after show, I didn't watch the whole thing. I got to go back and watch it. But he did make mention that she wouldn't show any affection outside of the cameras. Like when the camera crew was gone, she wouldn't touch him. She didn't want nothing to do with him. But when the cameras were there, she was touchy feely, holding his hand and whatnot. So it's giving fake it till you make it, fake it till decision day. So I don't look like the bad guy, okay? So the couple ride ACVs, and Kirsten is excited. She says she's done it multiple times before and she loves it. Um, I heard her because he was like, "Ooh, it's hot out here," and she was like, "Thank goodness you have a bald head." What did that have to do? That bald head, she can't look past it. She's not going to look past it. So since he's bald headed, just end it. End it. End the relationship already. So she gets on the ACV and she leaves him in the dust. Like, she acting like she on the Fast and Furious. Or like this her first time and she just, I don't know, like, calm down. Like, you know he's gone through trauma with that accident. He mentioned this, and he was saying that's why he goes slow. And I don't know why she didn't keep that in mind before she sped off. Like, they got to like a little water area, a little lake, and he rode over it. But it's like, why wouldn't you kind of go slow with him? Because it's his first time and he has that traumatic past. I mean, even if you're unattracted to him, just as a person. So, after the day's activity, Shaq wants to hit the gym. Kirsten doesn't. She said we're on vacation, and I agree. On vacation, I have never worked out on vacation in my life, and I never will. I'm on vacation to vacate. So he expresses that he's attracted to her. She proceeds to say, most women say this about their husbands. At first, I wasn't attracted to your bald head. Oh, girl, what? I ain't never heard nobody. Who says no? Most women don't say that to their husbands. I don't think every husband has a bald head. What are we talking about? No, that's just you, sis. So they talk about kissing, like they're small children again. And she's like, "Oh, what would you do if I didn't kiss you? Or what would you do if we never kissed?" And kissy, kissy, kissy. She don't like this man, and he know it. He knows it. He said he felt a little off, like when she said she wasn't attracted to him, but the attraction can grow. At least he's handling it well because, baby, you told me you're attracted to me. Like, you ain't got to worry about me no more. You ain't got to worry about me. So at dinner, Shaq said that they're usually talking about him, but he wants to talk about her. And she says she's closed off and she needs for him to connect with her emotionally and naturally. And she just feels like he's talking at her. And he admits that he is guilty of doing that. Like, he wants to have the perfect answer. And that's only going to last for so long. Like, I mean, she just don't like you anyway. So there's no point in trying to be perfect. Finally, Eris and Jasmine. Eris had to be, like, the producers had to put him in there for drama or something because nothing is making sense. Why is he here? So at breakfast, Eris is complaining about Jasmine eating bacon every day. And it's like day 3, like, what? Y'all only a few days in, like, it hasn't been 3 years and she's been eating bacon every day. So you don't do enough to be complaining about nothing. Eat up, Jasmine, eat up. So he said in the past he wasn't ready to be married, so he would walk away from relationships. He's still not ready today, as of today's date, and I mean today in present time, he still ain't ready. Eris did say he wants to support her while she cares for her mom because we know, what her mom is going through with the chemo and everything. And I just hope he backs it up with action because I don't believe him. It sounds like all talk. They go snorkeling and Jasmine expresses how attracted she is to her husband. I don't see it. And I don't know if it's because like we got his personality on episode 1. His personality, I can't even see past it. Like, no. No, ma'am. I want better for her. They did her dirty. It was messed up. We need a married at first sight, second chances. Because, I mean, we need Jasmine, Mindy. Like, it's a couple people we need to be bringing back. So, at dinner, Jasmine's enjoying her lobster tail. And Eris asks for a piece. So she's like, okay. She, reached over to give him a bite. And then she done almost, ripped her spleen and cracked her arm trying to stretch over, and he's like, yeah, lean over, come all the way over here and give it to me. Like, you're not even trying to meet her halfway, help, stretch out your neck or nothing. Like, so then she like gives him, she holds it up so he can bite it, and he literally takes the whole piece. And she like, you just gonna eat the whole piece? Selfish and stingy. Selfish. Like, we ain't even like that for you to even be doing something like that, especially with a lobster tail. You only get so much. But she played it cool because she want to be married. Child, what we do just to say we have a man, honey. He just keeps doing it. Like, if it wasn't like, if this was the first time, it's like, I'm going to laugh it off. Like, it was the grapes and the getting everything, turn off the lights in the room, and then this. And, like, this is how the relationship and the marriage is going to be. So, she asked him if there's anything he wants to know about her, and she shouldn't even have to ask that. Like, because y'all should have been talking. Like, it's been days that y'all just been together. Like, y'all should have been talking at this point. But I guess that's all he wants to talk about is sex. She has to ask him. So, he said, well, what's your favorite sexual position? Very inappropriate. Very. And I know some people, or especially men, are going to say, like, oh, it's important part of relationship. While we're growing, it should be taboo to talk about. It's inappropriate. Y'all just met. Yes, you're married, but like, you haven't tried to get to know me. Once you get to know me, then we're going to naturally begin to have these conversations. You do it too soon, and now most women will shut down. Like, I don't even want to do it because I'm turned off. Is that all you want? It's just somebody in house. So she doesn't want to talk about it, especially in front of the cameras, understandably. He said, okay, let's tone it down. What's your favorite color? She said lavender. And he said, okay, well, I've known from my research over the years that women who like lavender's favorite sexual position, which is also a yoga position, is downward facing dog. He won't quit. And she laughed it off, but ain't nothing funny. Ain't nothing funny, honey. Nothing. He is almost 40 years old, and he is so immature. You sure he 39 or is he 29? And 29 might be even giving him too much. He act like he 19. He act like he just now going through puberty, truth be told. In his confessional, he mentions being her sex mentor. And Eric said, she's really ladylike and giving class. And she like facts, period. And he like, you need to get, it needs to give H to the O. Y'all know what I mean. This the man you attracted to? What about him attracts you? What? Tell us, please. So the couple is playing frisbee the next day, and he asks her if she's left-handed. You would know that if you stopped asking about sex all the time. And I'm like, how did you not see? You didn't see her like do anything where that would stand out, like sign a document, like y'all marriage license, or reach for her food constantly with her left hand. Like, I feel like you would just pick up on that. But I mean, I guess all he learned about sex, so who cares what hand she uses? And she's like, yep, her whole family except her dad and her baby sister, who she loves dearly. And he asks her, when's the last time she's been in love? And she said, my last relationship. So basically, last week. She's just using this to try to get over that ex. He said he's never been in love, and she's concerned, with good reason, because she said he's been in a relationship for a year and a half. Like, how you been with somebody for that long? Waste their time. That's a good chunk of time to waste, honey. Good time you cannot get back. And you wasn't even in love. And she's like, well, wait a minute, because, I mean, we got to be in love by the end of this. Well, you don't. And there's a lot of people who aren't. And they end up getting there later on. Well, not a lot of people, because a lot of people don't make it after decision day. But you know what I'm saying. It's only 8 weeks. It ain't that long. And she was like, well, do you have to be in love to say yes on decision day? And we got left with a cliffhanger. I mean, he said he don't know. He never felt that feeling before, so he don't know. But I think he in turn asked her, and that's when we got the cliffhanger. I think she's just going to go along to get along, and I don't like it. I think she's just going to go along with whatever. She's going to sleep with that man who don't deserve it, didn't do anything to get it. Like, I think she's just going to do everything just to try to make this work because she wants it so bad. But it's like, well, that's the hard part with this because you don't know them. Because it's like, do you want the marriage, like just for the sake of being married so bad, just to say you have a husband, or do you want the man that is your husband? She like it. I love it, honey. Y'all let me know down in the comments what y'all think about this episode. Be sure to subscribe and like the video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.